For
your
some
microphone.
reason, it's not letting me select. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. It's not plugged in. That's why it's not on the system.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I am joined tonight with Luke Amido and Jack Scott from the Modern Idiot podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Luke. I'm from the Modern Idiot podcast.
I'm Jack, and I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
So before we get started, I know you do this in your podcast, but what are we drinking tonight? Start with Jack. What's up?
I'm drinking Austin East Cider's Blackberry Cider.
I'm drinking Belching Beaver Phantom Bride.
I'm drinking a mixed drink, Gin Ricky. I feel like I'm drinking the hardest thing here, which
kind of a bummer.
Okay, so now we know what we're drinking. So I'm going to get started, and let me ask you some questions.
Oh, you have questions?
Yes, they're not. These are blank. I just feel like I would look a little bit more professional.
That's fair.
So, all right. So, the Modern Idiot podcast. You have 4 episodes now.
Yeah, I think we're on our 4th. Yeah.
Yeah. So whose idea was it to start the podcast, and then what made you want to start
it? I think it started out of like a random text message that Jack and I had where we were sending like these novels of text messages to each other about sports, and how like I would just give him the dish on the Rockets, and he would give me the dish on the Texans, or the Astros rather, and just kind of went back and forth, and then we just kind of, I think I made like an offhanded comment that we needed to start a super depressing Houston sports teams podcast, and we had kind of joked around about it, and then I kind of was looking into it and took off, and then ran with it. But mostly it really caught legs when I wanted to do something that was going to be healthy for me, like a healthy outlet, so that I could kind of keep my head in the good space, and then also be able to like communicate and speak with people. I'm not particularly good as I thought I was at just communicating to people. So what better way to get over that than to host a podcast, so where you talk to people. So it started like that, I guess. I mean, every time Jack and I kind of talked about it, the first podcast was just me. I mean, initially it was just going to be me talking to a screen for an hour, and then I wanted to have Jack on, and then we kind of clicked so well, and we're like, man, let's just do this together. So it's pretty organic. It's still organic, really. I mean, it's still in its super infantile stages. We're running bits across each other, and we have like these meetings over text. We're throwing stuff in, back and forth on a Google Doc. So that's basically, this is it. This is how it started right here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So you're 4 episodes in, and it has me and it has Abigail, my wife, just super hooked on it. And it's especially for me, I like hearing the stories, because I've known both of you for, Jack, I've known you for since I was 15, 14? Something.
Yeah, or even younger. I remember when you came in and bought your first guitar at T-Roy's Music Toys. Yeah, you were young. I mean, since I
was 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long time.
That's a long time. And Luke, I feel like I've known you my whole life. So that's
accurate.
Yeah. Wow. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. Yeah. I was 12. That's a long ass time.
What did you get?
I don't remember.
But okay.
I was doing a lot of drugs in those days, so
That's actually my next question. What drugs? So Lucas is my brother, and then Jack is
allegedly,
depending on the fraternity test. How long have you? I know you talked about it on your podcast a little bit, but how long have you and Luke actually known each other to where y'all were actually friends, not just somebody that you met?
Oh, well, as soon as we met, we were friends. I mean, it was like kindred spirits. I remember the first night I met him, it was at a party. and you worked with Derek. Luke worked with Derek, which was my roommate at the time, and we hit it off. I mean, we were just drinking at this party, and pretty much from then on, it was like inseparable. You know, that was my. We were always together, sidekicks. So yeah, I mean, that was 2000 and had to be like 2005 maybe or something like that.
All right, so a long time. So y'all obviously know a lot about each other, and I mean, I'm sure that y'all have plenty of stories that I mean, y'all kind of.
Have you ever had a dream that you
dove into?
That's right. Yeah.
Some of the stories on your podcast, which is it's cool for me to hear because I remember a little bit like bits and pieces just because I was so young. But I'm hearing these stories, I'm like, that's why mom and dad are so upset, or you know. But like doing this podcast, I'm sure that y'all are like hearing these stories and you're able to like reminisce about that kind of stuff. Is there anything that like you've learned new about each other, or something that you just like kind of same thing, you're putting the pieces together hearing these old stories?
For me, it's brand new stuff. Like before I met Luke, you know, I didn't know. And when I met him, he didn't go into detail about his, you know, life in college, because I think, maybe there were some things there that he wasn't proud of or whatever. So, I mean, it's just not something we ever got into. So hearing those stories, I'm always like, wow, I didn't know that, you know, or talking about how he got turned down for TGI Fridays because he failed the psych eval. That made me die laughing. That was hilarious. I never knew that. So any story of his life prior to running into me, those are new to me. So yeah, I enjoy those.
I think we can all agree that nobody knew that TGI Fridays had a psych eval for their application process.
So actually, I think a lot of the restaurants maybe they do. I don't know. At the time they have it. It's like it's not given by a
psychiatrist.
Yeah, it's just like a standard personality test, and I didn't do well. I mean, I didn't know that and that's like the first thing. Like they give you that before they even give you like the interview, and then after the interview, they make you study the menu, and then you have to like recite it back, you know, like.
Okay.
So I never got past stage 1.
So what about you, Luke? Have you learned anything about Jack, or just putting pieces together about him?
No.
Oh.
I know Jack so well, I can probably pick his farts out of a lineup.
That's friendship right there.
No, I think I could. I absolutely could.
You could, but that's the difference is like with Luke, he's more of a, he's not going to tell you how he feels. He's not going to tell you what's going on. He's very, you know, there's a lot, he's deep water. There's a lot under the surface. For me, what you see is what you get. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I can't it's just not me. I'm just like, this is me and everybody knows it. So that's a big difference. So there's a lot of things about Luke that it's like, oh, I didn't know that.
So you're thinking about these stories and you're reminiscing, you know, 10, 15 years ago. Has there been like some stories to like you hear like, holy shit, what was I doing?
Yes, everyone, all of them.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a story that we've told on air or off that we've been like, I'm proud of that. You know, like it's just
That's really funny to hear, because like I remember on one of the episodes you were talking about stumbling out of a bar across the street or something.
Are you talking about PJs and we'd walk across the street?
Oh,
to
yeah.
That's
a busy street too. What's great is like, you can get run over. At one point, I lived 4 or 5 blocks down from PJs, so we would stumble basically all the way home. I mean, we'd walk across the street, get food, and then stumble. I mean, this is like near downtown Houston. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there was actually a shooting where a guy died just maybe 2 streets from where I lived. And it was like, you know, I mean, it was a pretty nice neighborhood. Don't get me wrong. It was relatively safe, but still at 2 a.m, drunk, you know, it was, I would never do it now. So.
I used to like stumble out of that house and houses near there. And I used to see Kelvin, was it Kelvin Sampson, the coach for the U of H basketball team?
Oh,
he used to be an assistant coach for the Rockets, but he lives in that area and he walks around and goes on runs and stuff like that. So it's a nice area, but I mean anything after 11 o'clock is not safe.
So going back into your podcast, like the name, the Modern Idiot, as you were like talking to each other, was it just like a realization that wow, we're idiots, or was it like a trying to be funny on like the let's just be idiots on here?
I think I just thought of I knew that I had to put a name on the podcast, so I just thought of something really clever and cool. No, I don't know. Because I felt like I didn't know enough at this stage of my life. I didn't know enough. I didn't have enough human interactions and enough connections with people and I have these people in my life. That was kind of the whole thing, is that I have these interesting and fascinating people in my life. And I've never really just sat down and been like, let me bend your ear and just give me advice. And so that's kind of where it started. And I just felt like I was inadequate or I wasn't enough. So it was like an idiot. And, you know, I just kind of took a play on the words, but it fits, I think. I mean,
yeah, no, I totally feel the same way about it. You know, I work with a bunch of engineers and just guys that when I'm working with them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot. You know, like I feel like growing up, I was always like, oh, you know, I'm not stupid. I've got, you know, I can run with the best of them. And then I get around like actual smart people and I'm like, holy shit, I'm really stupid, you know, and it kind of humbles you and makes you, you know, what am I doing with my life? That kind of thing. So yeah, I totally agree with the name. I thought it was a great name. And the premise of it is, you know, we meet these people who are doing different things and they talk to us about, you know, their experiences or whatever. And it's, I love it. I love the idea. I think it's a really good idea. That's why when Luke was like, hey, do you want to do this with me? I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a great idea.
I don't want to say like interview style, but the way that you both like, what you both bring to the table, it balances out. It's a good thing. It's great.
Little sugar and spice action.
Yeah, sugar and spice. I kind of feel like at Luke's bachelor party when y'all were singing "Fill Me Up, Buttercup."
Like what is it? You know how you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, practice. So like we've done that song together 1,000 times, and we've been friends for however many years we've decided that it is, but you know, it's just a lot of familiarity. And when you do something that's kind of exposing, I think that's what makes it not so difficult to listen to, is because I have somebody there that's like, you know, that I you know, if I'm gonna have to stand in the street naked, I got Jack's white ass with me too to help me.
All right, it's a good analogy with that one.
Yeah. That's two Jack like naked butt references there, if you're counting.
So
I'm often told that's my best attribute. So yeah,
it's your best
attribute. Wagon.
Attribute. That's bad. That's dumb.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
All right. So this
attribute. Like that's landmass. Never mind. That's dumb.
So this one's for Jack. This question. You brought up the whole thing with Evie's name in one of your podcasts, and
you were supposed to cut that, Luke. That was like way, like we've been drinking for a long. That was like hour 4, and I really thought you were gonna cut that out. And then when you put that in the podcast, I was like, God damn it, why did he put that in there? But yeah, go ahead.
You brought up the whole thing about you saying something about Evie, and then it led into like Lucas not remembering. He didn't remember it, but then you're
Yeah, I know.
Wife does. Well, to shed light on the situation, I have here Jenna to talk to. I'm just playing.
Oh wow.
She remembers. There's no doubt in my mind she remembers.
Okay, so bringing that up though, like that was one of those things where you were like in the podcast, you were like, oh yeah, your wife totally remembers. Like in that moment, was it like fear? Were you like, oh shit, should I have brought that up again?
No, not really, because I mean, honestly, at that point, we had been talking for like 4 hours. I'm not like it was 4 hours. We were both pretty shit canned by that point. I mean, Luke was really drunk. Like he was drinking whiskey. I was drinking cider, so I was fine. I mean, I was still really drunk, but I was a lot better off than he was. So, it didn't even cross my mind. But I mean, that goes back to just kind of who I am. I don't have the ability, like I'm terrible at poker. I don't have the ability to bluff or like I just can't help it. I'll try my best to be like, I like it, but if I don't, I can't do it. I just suck at it. So when they told me that name and I was like, what? I mean, honestly, I love the name Evie. I thought it was the cutest name ever. Like I was all about it. And then when they told me the full name, I was like, what? You're kidding me, right? And they were like, no, we aren't kidding you. I was like, oh shit, y'all don't. I mean, it's grown on me now. I love it now because it's like, she's like my, she's like my second child. I love the kid. I mean, they could have named her Shit Pile and I would have loved her just the same. It doesn't matter. But, and now it's more than just a name. Like at the time it was just a name. That's all it was. Now it's this baby. It's like, it means more to me now. But when they first told me, it was definitely just a instant reaction that I would do anything to take. There were like 3 or 4 moments in my entire life that I wished I could take back, and that is one of them.
I think the good news is when I knew that Andrew was full of shit is because Jenna hasn't listened to that episode, so she doesn't.
Delete it off her feed, man. Luke, make sure you go into her phone and delete that. Delete it, man. Come on, take one for the team.
One of my ideas. One of the ideas I had was to bring the wives on.
That was my next question. We want to hear from the wives, like how, what their thoughts are and everything, and like what idiotic things. Because I mean, I think we can all agree as husbands, we're still idiots.
Oh yeah.
But I think I speak for all of the fans of the podcast, and like we want to hear what your wives think and like what things you're doing now that are so idiotic.
Well, Connie knew it was a package deal from the beginning. I mean, it was like, well, if I marry Jack, I'm going to get Luke. He's part of the deal. So buy one, get one free sale. So
Jack
was, I mean, I was living with you. Yeah.
Yeah. You were living with me when we met. So it wasn't like she was going to come over and spend the night and I wasn't going to be like, hi. I think you were sleeping in the same room. We were sleeping in the same room at the same time.
Yeah. It was a sad time for both of us, man.
Wait.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
y'all were sleeping in the same room?
Yeah, he had I was homeless. I was freaking homeless. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I lived in my car if I needed to, but I mean, Luke was like, just come crash at my place. So I would sleep. He had like a what was that thing called? That giant, it was almost like a bean bag. Yeah, so I'd sleep on the love sack. He would sleep on the mattress. Unless it got really cold, and then I'd get in the mattress with him.
All right, so going into pictures, let's start out with Luke. Taking your Instagram. Explain this picture.
This was how old were you? Like
17, unfortunately.
Yeah, our mom made him wear a Michael Jackson outfit for Halloween, and I don't understand like what the big deal was. Like, so why just not wear it? But
the thing is that I was like, I want to be a zombie, but like the Thriller zombie from
Oh, that's right.
Jackson Thriller. And mom was like, that's so unchristian. You can't do that. You only have to wear the Michael Jackson costume.
Are zombies atheist?
Is he dead then?
I feel he was. But I feel like it was worse to be normal Michael Jackson than the zombie Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he kids. I mean, come on.
Yeah, none of that ages well. That doesn't even look like you look like what's
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club.
Is that a wig?
It's a wig.
Oh, that's racist.
Let's talk about this one real quick.
Oh, that's on your boat for your graduation party. I danced with your mom for like 15 songs.
Oh my god.
What?
I thought this picture was so cool because I was like, yeah, this shows that I'm like better than my brother in the background. But Luke looked normal, and I looked like I'd been on meth for 10 years.
Yeah, I was trying to photobomb the video, but man, Andrew looks like you've just completed treatment.
Finally sober, Mom. 3 months sober.
And my dad's like, look, you can't even see the track marks on his arm anymore.
Oh God, when was that? Just looks like a Luke in training to me.
I remember at my bachelor party, I told the waitress that the drinks were on the guy who kind of looks like me, but if he were a claymation version of me.
Is that why my bill was so expensive?
And she goes, oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know what? We're going to get into it. Explain this picture.
That's one of my favorite drummers, my buddy Nick. He's awesome. Yeah, he's so cool. He was actually shaving my face for me, and he was getting real goofy with the razor. We were all going to shave mustaches because we thought that was going to be funny. Yeah, and that's probably me being scared of letting a drunk guy put a razor to my face.
But why is he behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how your barber shaves you?
What's going on right here?
Dude, that girl's hot. Who is that? Oh, that was Six Sparrow, wasn't it? Yeah, that's Six Sparrow because I played with y'all for a couple of weeks.
This is from the person's actual page. She said, me and the guys from Six Sparrow, check them out. You and the guy in the black are the only ones that look normal.
Oh, look at my eyeballs. As you can see. Oh, Lord.
Okay, next picture.
Yeah, there is that one. Me and Connie. That was our Mormon. We were Mormons for Halloween. Yes.
Okay.
We went to like what's a store like Goodwill and found her like a Mormon ass dress, and then I was in the bicycle helmet, and yeah, that was our Halloween costume one year.
I was dating a Mormon at the time.
Well, that explains why she didn't come around. That's why she hated Connie so much too. That makes sense. Yeah.
Luke, what's going on in this picture?
I won the Gringo's Halloween costume contest. I bought a children's Tin Man outfit from Party City actually I think it was Walmart, like the day before, like the day of, and they ran out of face paint. And I went and bought the hairspray for like, you can spray your hair like red or green.
Yeah.
And I put that on my face. I sprayed my whole face with it. And I messed up my skin for a long time. I burned my skin, but I won.
So was it worth it?
Yeah, I think I drank. It was like $100 cash prize. I think I drank it all that night.
Yeah. Do you remember that Halloween party where I was a Hooters girl?
Yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
that was another wild one.
Should I cut this out?
No. I'm proud of this, man. This is a shining moment.
I went to the party as Mowgli because I had long hair, and I just wore like boxer briefs, and I went to like Hobby Lobby and bought like ficus leaves, and I just stapled them to my underwear. So I had like a little loincloth, and I thought I was going to be like the attention getter. And then this hot chick rolls up in a Hooters girl outfit, and it's Jack. Jack had one of his buddies who was like a cosmetologist do his makeup. and hair.
And wig. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like a real life Hooters girl outfit, like shaved his legs.
Yeah.
He was banging. Dudes were coming up to us being like, "Hey, is that your friend? What's
I
your
had
story?"
guys, I literally had a dude slap my ass and say, "Hey, girl." And I was like, "I'm a fucking dude." Yeah. But hey, $100 cash prize. I won that shit. I won first place. So
Yeah.
no regrets. And when my mom saw the picture, she was like, always wondered what it would be like if I had another daughter. Well, there you go, Mom.
No, he was smoking hot.
I would have definitely hit it. And I did. I actually did hit it later on. So
All right. Look at that.
yeah, that's in my guest room. Yeah.
Just fucking best friend in love.
Yeah, I was weighing my options. Like maybe I should just be gay. I know I'm not into wieners, but you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, like we're best friends. I mean, we practically live together. So why don't we just sign some papers? No, I
Chuck
think
and Larry.
Yeah, there's been a couple times that I've like taken a picture with there was a period of time where like all of my pictures on social media were of me and Jack, and they're a lot like this. I can't remember which cousin it was. I think it was one of my cousins in San Francisco was like, "You guys look so cute together. I'm so happy for y'all."
Good
And
for you.
I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it."
That's another. I'm pretty sure my mom has that picture in her house, and I have it in my guest room. It's hanging up in my guest room. So yeah.
Thank you so much for Jack and Luke for being on here from the Modern Idiot. Go ahead and give your actual spiel on the Modern Idiot.
I hope that you listen to our podcast. No. So please listen to the Modern Idiot podcast. It's on all major platforms, including. All right.
Oh, what was that?
So if you get a chance, please go to the Modern Idiot podcast on Apple podcasts and all major podcast platforms. If you want to be a part of the podcast, then you can tweet us a knowledge nugget of random information on our Instagram or Twitter at the Modern Idiot Pod. Just put on a random, little fact that you might know, and we'll read it on the pod and talk about it.
What was the most recent random fact that you found out?
That was that was from you.
Yeah.
You told us that the inventor of the Pringles company was buried in a Pringles can.
Yep.
And
what did Jack say?
It must be really tiny. I mean, to fit in a Pringles can, that's a small man, you know?
I honestly think that you that was your out loud thought process. You were like, oh, he was so tiny.
I was trying to be funny.
No,
it wasn't funny until you responded to it, and then it was like actually funny when you were like, "No."
I was like, "This is my friend."
This is my co-host, thinking that he was
Connie thought that was hilarious. She died laughing at that part.
Yeah.